When we get come, he go solve light, water, road, and security problems. And finally, he go bring peace to River State. So make we give him our total support. Winke, His Excellency Winke. Winke, His Excellency Winke. Coste no parade. Alaye remese Winke.
Public relation can be defined as the maintenance of favorable, desirable, or acceptable public image by an organization or a famous individual. Being proactive in positive image presentation, it is also the management of mutually beneficial or effective relation between an organization and its publics. While a maverick is someone that uses unconventional means to achieve a goal or set objectives. For Governor Wike, his modus operandi makes him a maverick amidst all odds. He has achieved so much that he bagged several awards and can easily stand out as best governor in Nigeria. In the face of serious demarketing of River State as a result of political rancor and outright mischief to make River State ungovernable, the state governor took giant strides to build a formidable reputation for the state. There was the need to correct the impression that River State is a den of kidnappers, home for political killings and economic sabotage.
The man Wike is, this program is too short to actually describe whom he is. But one aspect of him that our people will continue to appreciate is his humility. And that humility has helped him to attract sympathy. Before now, the militancy level in the state was very high. But you know, he's a man who is fearless. Who, when he wants to do something, gets it done without fear or favor. As respectful as he is, as humble as he still do not have to be afraid of you to tell you where you're erring. And that is a very big lesson for all of us. In fact, at my age, each time I see him speak, I learn and I tell him, I don't flatter him, I tell him, the ones that are not properly placed, I tell him. The ones that are superlatively placed, I also tell him. But I tell him one thing that I have learned from him, irrespective of my own experience, is that each time he talks to people, you must learn something from it. His pattern of managing situation, managing crisis. We had one meeting in Government House few weeks back, and I told him immediately after the meeting that if I were him, I would have walked out of the meeting. He said, why? I said, because those children were unruly. He said, no, that's why I'm here. If I walk away, who will correct them? And you can see that after I came out of my seat to pair with them, to be at the same level with them, where I was seated before, maybe high table. Now I came to the low table where everybody is, and everybody where was calm. So that gave him the opportunity, and God gave him the privilege to bring the state to the level we are now, where you can say that our people are sleeping with their two eyes closed.
He's the chief executive of the state. The way he carries himself, the way he portrays himself is the way the public sees the state. So far, so good. River State has been described before now as the Garden City, especially Port Harcourt, which is known for its peaceful coexistence with neighbors, beautiful scenery, clean environment, and so on and so forth. But in recent times, the media blew River State out of proportion, painting River State totally black, like the home of the devil. However, it is far from the truth. Far from the truth. Like every other urban area, with crime here and there, which is also manageable ones, it is not out of place for you to find one or two skirmishes within the state, just like as you find in other states, Lagos, Kaduna, Kano, and so on and so forth.
The 2015 election, which brought Governor Wike to power, witnessed a lot of violence because of the activities of the opposition parties who saw the election as a do-or-die affair. The result was electoral violence, which was blown out of proportion by a cross-section of national and foreign media. The catchphrase "rivers of blood" went viral in the media. This development portrayed the state in bad light to give an impression that blood of innocent citizens flowed everywhere in the state. The isolated cases of violence in some parts of the state, which was a common trend in the country, was used to stigmatize Rivers State in a manner that portrayed it as ungovernable. It was intended to demarcate the state and to scare investors. The opposition also wanted a state of emergency to be declared in Rivers State. Governor Wike needed to change the narrative, both about his person and the state. This he did through massive infrastructural development. As a governor and a politician, he believes in depoliticizing development projects, and he cites projects in sections of the state not on the basis of political patronage, but for the greater positive impact it has on the people.
Since the governor, His Excellency Nyesom Wike, came on board, it has not been easy because of opposition from different corners. We have told our people in Rivers State that, look, Rivers State is known for its peaceful nature. We hate anything called violence. We hate serious crime, kidnapping, and so on and so forth. But all these ones have evolved due to one political situation or the other. And the governor himself is trying. He is really, really trying. A couple of months back, I brought in some of my colleagues in public relations and in the media from Lagos. They came in to visit me. I said, let's go around nightlife in Port Harcourt. I took my time off, took them around some of the nooks and crannies of Port Harcourt. They were screaming, so people could move in the night in Port Harcourt. I said, your guess is as good as mine. The way the media painted it is like nobody moves around in Port Harcourt, that nobody can even breathe free air. But through the time, they saw actuality report clearly on ground that the state is moving forward. Look at the network of roads now coming up. That alone can give major kudos to His Excellency. Those days, a journey from Eleme to Port Harcourt may take you 2-3 hours. Now, under 30 minutes or 30 minutes, you're in the heart of Port Harcourt. You can cut through the Trans-Amadi flank, you can get through Waja and then come through Garrison. You access Port Harcourt easily. What is development? Some of the indices of development, if road is a major aspect of development. If road is not there, then you cannot access the nooks and crannies of the state. But now, until the twinkle of an eye, from one point to the other, you are there.
Most political leaders, you scarcely will see them. But as I said, if you see Wike in his true elements of humor, you will not know that he is the same governor that you see who will shout at a contractor who is not doing well. And yesterday he told us he called a commissioner in charge of the street lights to tell him where the street lights were not working. When the commissioner has told him that the street light is working everywhere, he didn't know that between 1 a.m. and 2:30 a.m. that Wike was on the road, going around Port Harcourt, seeing where there is pothole, where the traffic light is not working. It's very strange. And some of us begin to imagine, where does he, extract the strength to work from morning? He's not a man who sleeps for siesta. No, I've never seen him sleeping for siesta. That is not to say that he cannot doze, maybe in an aeroplane. But from morning till night, Wike is permanently working. That was why the Wike Solidarity Movement, WSM, described him as a Wikematician, Wikematics, because his pattern is a little bit different from the ordinary.
Despite the difficult times due to drastic drop in revenue from the federal account, Governor Wike has remained focused, undaunted, while development has stagnated in most states of the country due to lean resources. His development train is moving to cover every priority sector and touching all parts of the state as he listens to the concerns of the people to address them, giving hopes for a better River State and ensuring a greater and brighter future for generations to come. He has embarked on humongous projects of road construction, building bridges, constructions of pleasure park, amongst others. The governor has surprised his critics and stamped his name in the nation's Hall of Fame and the State's Heritage Center.
They recognize him and respect him and have conferred legitimacy on him and what he's doing. I mean, if we have free and fair elections, today I'm sure he'll win hands down. Free and fair elections. Even if they come to it, they are going to fail. So Rivers people are cooperating. But you see, there are certain aspects of our lives that have nothing to do with politics that I appeal to Rivers people about. One is cleanliness. You see, yes, he's doing the drainages, he's doing everything. But if a man cleans out your drainage and uses it as a dustbin, it does not make sense.
At the Golden Jubilee, he made sure that the traditional institution had a day dedicated to traditional rulers. Starting a project for the traditional institution, which is the Traditional Rulers Council Ultramodern Complex. That complex was, the groundbreaking ceremony was done by no less a person at the Sultan of Sokoto. The traditional institution in 2017 did not have any problem as to receiving their stipend as at when due. And also, we also had our meetings regularly, our quarterly meetings. This is something that never happened in the past. So one thing we have to give to him is his respect for the institution and how far he has gone to make sure that almost every LGA really had a recognized traditional ruler, sometimes of the first class cadre, and also because of the institution's importance, he also has encouraged the traditional rulers to stop awarding chieftaincy titles to people not deserving those titles who come and turn around to cause problems in the institution.
In Woji community, by the grace of God, he has beautified Woji. Between 2015 till now, there is no gainsaying. There are things eyes can see what he has done here. He talked about the completion of the Woji Elelewo Bridge, the completion of Woji Slaughter Bridge that was constructed by ROCC. Vehicles ride on it now as we speak. No more the old one that is shaking. It is by the grace of God that the old bridge never collapsed. And so the ROCC has come here to do a very good job for us as Rivers State government under the watch of the governor, Chief Magistrate of Money, so we can award that contract. The road is now in use. It's one of the things he has done for us here. Asphalt the road again. There are things I can see. They talk about the Woji Elelewo Abajo Road, which Rafo is also doing. As I speak to you too, cars can ride and come down now. So one of the, despite the lane resources, today if anybody wants to leave Woji to the seat of the government of Rivers State, you don't need to go through Odabaru, the Omoba Aziz, and then you begin to go to town. You now leave Woji here, go through Woji Abloma Road, you're already in the seat of governance.
As part of his public relations and reputation management, Governor Nyesom Ezewonwike has hosted series of conferences, national and regional meetings, some of which are the Nigerian Bar Association Annual Conference, All Nigerian Editors Conference, and annual flagship of the Nigerian Guild of Editors. Having revamped the Alfred Dieterspiel Civic Center, he has also hosted sports meets like the National Wrestling Champion and the African Wrestling Championship, amongst others.
This enables participating countries to harness talent for the future and therefore represents one of the greatest sporting tournaments in the African continent.
Et c'est pour découvrir nos skills sur ces sports et la jeunesse en Afrique pour qu'on se réunisse, on se reconnaît de pareille manière.
It is quite exciting to note that over 600 athletes, women, men and officials from over 26 countries across all geographical zones of the African continent are participating in this championship.
We must exploit the potentials of sports to create jobs.
Nous devons exploiter le potentiel qu'a le sport à créer l'emploi.
To entertain our people.
À divertir notre peuple.
To promote peaceful coexistence.
À promouvoir la paix.
To improve on tourism.
Amiable Governor has also organized a series of meetings and trainings for security agencies in the state, as the security of lives and properties in the state are his priority. Our PRO Maverick takes pleasure in hosting political and non-political events that drags important personalities from all walks of life to the state, using PR at its best. He encourages the see and tell others style, thereby debunking all fears and negativity sold by wicked oppositions. Our diplomatic governor, as part of his public relations strategies, invites opinion leaders nationally and internationally to Rivers State to enjoy the beauty, hospitality, tranquility of the state. These leaders, when they see the beauty and enjoy the peace in the state, testify same through the media.
Identify that you're a kidnapper, not only you go to jail, whatever property you have, government will either take it or bring it down. So the only way we can to give you encouragement is to say, well, you've gone to jail, not only that, this property will come, government will take it over, or government will bring it down, so that you know that the so-called property you've gotten, which is a proceed of the crime you have committed, is no longer there, and you're also in jail.
We are going to see from this new government in the Rivers State under the leadership of our beloved governor. Thank you for this great initiative, and we look forward to Rivers State becoming one of the greatest state in this country.
With the donation of these vehicles, it is apparent that the security architecture of Rivers State is going to be redefined.
I'm here to say a big thank you to Your Excellency, because he has told me the numerous support he's getting from the state and the general mobilization of the community to support our crime fighting effort. To this I say a big thank you, sir.
I want to seize the opportunity to express my very sincere thanks and appreciation for all the assistance you've rendered the brigade to enable it carry out its constitutional rules and duties. Today we can safely say Rivers State is very secure.
I want to really appreciate your support to the military and other security agencies in Rivers State, and request the usual saying, of course, that the Liberty saying that I appreciate further support from Your Excellency in areas of provision of logistics for our troops.
This office will do exactly that, strengthen our political ties and, of course, strengthen our trade relations.
Governor Wike can be described as a friend to all people of goodwill. He makes friends with his supposed enemies or opponents. He was there to welcome President Buhari on his arrival, from his medical holidays. He is friends with Senator Magnus Ngei Abe of the APC, attended Marcus Nleji's child dedication, and in his philanthropic nature gave cars to all National Assembly members representing Rivers State without bias.
For both APC and PDP in the House of Representatives, Your Excellency, we want to say a big thank you to you. We want to thank you for how you have put all of us together as one family to work together in the interest of Rivers State. You've made us realize that we are representing Rivers State, and everything we go out there in the National Assembly to do is to make sure that the interest of Rivers State is protected, to make sure that our people are not shortchanged in budgeting, in everything that is happening at the center, that Rivers State remains a focal point of all of us and the reason why we are in politics. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. I'd like to call on my colleague,
The PRO Maverick speaks for himself when it matters most, unlike other leaders who depend on aides and representatives for image laundry and defense. Our PRO Maverick is a wonder to his critics and opponents who thought he would fail for lack of resources to run the state. He ensures that he delivers on his campaign promises, which has gone a long way to build confidence in the heart of Rivers people for our dynamic governor, demonstrating public relations at his best. Governor Nyesom Ezenwo-Wike, the public relations expert, using signpost public relations in this regard to change the negative narrative, and has continually shown that Rivers State is safe, investors friendly, and a state where government takes the business of infrastructural development, protection of lives, properties, direct and foreign domestic investment seriously.
For allowing this place to be what it used to be, the Garden City, we all know it. So I'd like to thank God that made this possible. Things can only get better going forward in Rivers State. Our prayer is that Rivers State will continue to occupy a pride of place in the history of this country. So on this note, I have the permission of the governor to go forward to now commission this project. In the name of God Almighty, in the name of God Almighty, and on behalf of my colleagues who are with me, who has earlier been introduced, and on behalf of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, all the good people of Nigeria, I now commission this project for the use of people of Eche, the people of Rivers, the people of Nigeria, and the people of Africa. May God bless the man who made it possible, our brother and friend, Governor Wike. God bless you.
Amen. And people have been praying for somebody who is kind-hearted, who is loving, who is caring, who is also responsible to come and rescue them. And today, we are here to share the joy of these people, the joy of this project, which is going to impact the lives of this area. Governor, thank you very much for caring about our people. Thank you very much for redeeming them from their problem. And please keep on. God is behind you. Your people are supporting you. And no enemy shall ever take you. You will not be vanquished.
But I would give particular credit to His Excellency, the Governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Ezenwo-Wike, CON, GSSRS, for remembering us and keeping to his campaign, fulfilling his campaign promises. So I feel elated. As a politician, of course, it's to my political capital that it has been done.
Of Rivers State, Chief Barrister Ezenwo-Wike, CON, GSSRS, has a vision which is called New Rivers Vision. And in the New Rivers Vision, his major interest is development of infrastructures in the state. This administration has embarked on enormous development of infrastructures in Rivers State. It is so much It's in every local government. There are different types of infrastructure, even the abandoned ones by the previous administration. The contract has been given out and the project has in several areas have been completed. The governor is very particular in infrastructural development.
Rivers people, we dey see us, we get the walk. Everybody we dey feel up, we get the walk. Man when they walk well, walk hard and walk fast to make Rivers State better. We get the walk. Rivers people, we dey see us, we get the walk. Everybody we dey feel up, we get the walk. Man when they walk well, walk hard and walk fast to make Rivers State better. We get the walk. We dey see us, Rivers people we dey see us, we get the walk. Everybody we dey feel up, we get the walk. Man when they walk well, walk hard and walk fast to make Rivers State better. We get the walk. Rivers people we dey see us, we get the walk. Everybody we dey feel up, we get the walk. Man when they walk well.
All those who will use this road and bridge will use it for things that will bring benefit to our people. That people should not use this for negative things, things that will bring shame to our people. I join all of you to thank the governor as I formally commissioned this bridge for our use to develop the River State.
Rivers people we dey see us, we get the walk. Everybody we dey feel up, we get the walk. Man when they walk well, walk hard and walk fast to make Rivers State better. We get the walk. Rivers people we dey see us, we get the walk. Everybody we dey feel up, we get the walk. Man when they walk well, walk hard and walk fast to make Rivers State better. We get the walk. We dey see us, we get the walk. Everybody we dey feel up, we get the walk. Man when they walk well, walk hard and walk fast to make Rivers State better. We get the walk. Rivers people we dey see us, we get the walk. Everybody we dey feel up, we get the walk. When we get come, it go solve light, water, road, and security problems. And finally, it go bring peace to Rivers State. So make we give them our total support. His Excellency Wike, Austin Obarade, Alaye Renese Wike, Asubike the press handle.